Hello Sonoma County, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be talking about all things Windsor, California, Sonoma County, where is Windsor, and maybe you're interested in moving there if you're checking out this video. Odds are you might be, or you're thinking about making a visit, and in this video we're going to go through all the details of what to expect in Windsor, kind of the history of it, how it got started, the different neighborhood vibes, what the houses are like. There's a town green, what's going on there, and we're going to dive right in. First, we'll kind of give you an idea now, where is Windsor? Windsor is located, it's situated just beside the Russian River actually in central Sonoma County. It's 9 miles north of Santa Rosa and 63 miles north of San Francisco. So not the best commutable location of all Sonoma County if you're thinking about having to go into the Bay Area regularly, as it will probably be about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30-minute drive on a daily basis each way. Either way, we're in a great location, and you're only 10 minutes from Sonoma County Airport, which is continually adding more and more stops and locations and is a great hub to be able to get to your next destination. So let's dive into all things Windsor, California. But first, I'm Morgan Demontenzi with Sullivan Group Real Estate, and we help people move into, out of, and all around Sonoma County every year. So if you're thinking about making a move next 30, 60, 90 days, maybe sometime later this year, absolutely reach out. If you're curious about more information of Windsor, California, or a different area of Sonoma County, contact information is here on the screen, and you can also book a Zoom or phone call with us to talk more specifically about your scenario. We look forward to connecting, but let's dive into Windsor. All right, here we go. So the history of Windsor is actually kind of interesting. As far as the rest of Sonoma County goes, a lot of the Sonoma County cities have fairly old history, a century or more. And most of Windsor actually is only about 45 years old at most, which is kind of different. Windsor, for most of its history, was extremely agricultural. Ranches, farms, mostly producing wine grapes, hops, and prunes, until about the 1980s. Again, that's less than 45 years ago. And that was when they really actually started building some of the subdivisions that we know Windsor is today. It's a very neighborhood, family-friendly city, what we know today, and that only started about 40 plus years ago. As it started building up in the 1980s, there were more pockets of neighborhoods and subdivisions, and it didn't actually incorporate until 1992. The town green, which is the central downtown, hangout zone, lots of businesses and shops and restaurants. We'll go into details about that shortly here in this video, but that wasn't even built until, I believe, the early 2000s. I think it was 2005 or 6 that it was mostly finished, and so a lot of what we know Windsor to be is very, very new. And so in those earlier, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, Windsor wasn't the most desirable place. People weren't like dying to live there, but since it has been built up in the last about 20 years, it has become absolutely one of the most popular neighborhoods and cities in Sonoma County as a whole, for the community feel, the connection, and the family-friendly vibes. All right, so how is Windsor laid out, and what are the homes kind of feel in the Windsor area? So Windsor is a 7.3 square mile town made up of little subdivisions and neighborhoods all throughout. There are 6 community parks, 13 neighborhood parks, and 3 regional parks just in the town of Windsor. That's kind of a lot of parks considering it's only 7.3 square miles. The population is about 26,000, just enough to have a little diversity in there, but it's still a pretty tight-knit feel. Most of the homes are going to be between 1,300 and about 3,000 square feet. Again, remember, these homes were built from about 1980 to current, so they are going to have a little bit more of the modern layout. You aren't going to have, the 50s or 60s kind of old school layouts of homes. So a lot of these homes are 2-story, big great rooms, multiple living rooms, spacious bedrooms, things along those lines. The average lot size is about 5,000 square feet. It's a good sized lot, but because these are, subdivision neighborhoods, you aren't going to have a huge sprawling backyard. plenty of room to have the kids go out and play, have a hot tub, a patio, some grass, just enough room, but you're not gonna have a huge backyard in most of these neighborhoods. As far as condition of these homes go, again, I'm kind of beating a dead horse with all of this, but we are looking at homes from 1980 on. So at worst, you're gonna find a home that maybe it's time for the roof to be replaced. Maybe it's got the kind of, older oak cabinets and white tile countertops that isn't the most ideal for a lot of buyers, but you'll get a little bit lower price on those kinds of homes. But a lot of the homes that have been updated over the years, maybe the layouts have been adjusted to the more modern lifestyle and the finishes have been updated to, reflect what the 2020-ish styles are looking like. Those houses are fetching some really good prices. So kind of a combination between the two, you're gonna be looking anywhere between $700,000 and $800,000 plus for your average single family home in the town of Windsor. Okay, so what is there to do in Windsor? First and foremost, there is the Windsor Town Green. I kind of mentioned it a little bit before, but this is one of the best additions to the town of Windsor in the last 20 or so years. The Town Green is literally what it sounds like. It's a square with a huge sprawling grass lawn, plenty of areas to lay out a picnic, bring some chairs, there's a playground, and then the streets surrounding have a ton of shops, restaurants, boutiques, coffee shops, all sorts of different places to hang out and enjoy. The Town Green really is meant for everybody. It is kid-friendly, pet-friendly, teen-friendly, parents, grandparents, and when you're there, you're probably going to find a mix of exactly all of those categories when you're hanging out. So it really is a great space for everybody to come together, and there's something for everybody. In the surrounding streets, there's so many great restaurants. You're gonna find a little bit of everything. There's Thai, Vietnamese, Italian, Mexican, American. It's kind of never ending. I will say one of our favorite places is the Casey's All-American Grill. It's right on the Town Green, and it is your absolute all-American kind of diner feel, American homemade cuisine kind of feel. It's like, I don't know, you're hanging out with your family and you've never been there. It's a cool feel. There's also a really fun candy shop called Craven's Candy Emporium, where you can go in and there is like every kind of candy you could ever think of, and pro tip, their gelato is out of this world. So you may want to go check that out. The Town Green also offers a ton of annual events. They have concerts throughout the year. They have movie nights where they put up a huge blow-up screen and put up a family-friendly movie, and you can just go meet your friends and everybody can hang out. They have farmers markets, they have festivals, and then they do, holiday events like winter tree lighting, and during, I believe it was Valentine's Day, they did a Valentine's wine walk where you buy your glass and then you can walk to a bunch of the different shops and they pour you a taste of wine and you can shop around for your Valentine. I mean, how fun is that? So they really bring the community together. It's a great central hub in the heart of Windsor. Of course, we are still in wine country, so we can't talk about Windsor and not address the wine scene. In Windsor, there are 50 plus wineries within a 5-mile radius. That is so crazy to me. And then there's about 260 wineries nearby in about a 15-minute drive radius. So if you're coming for the wine, Windsor is a great place to stay, to check out all of the surrounding wineries. There's also a really fun area called the Beverage District. It's kind of a industrial warehouse style area, and all of the warehouses have been since converted into different tasting rooms. So you don't even have to drive around to all of the big name wineries and be out on the roads. You can just go hang out at the Beverage District and hop in and out of a bunch of these different tasting rooms, all within walking distance of each other. However, some of the wineries in the Windsor area are absolutely stunning. To actually go out to those grounds and take in the views of the rolling vineyards and enjoy the amenities that are provided by these very nice wineries. A few of our favorites are Sonoma County, La Crema, and of course we love Martinelli Vineyards. So those are a few that we would suggest checking out for that true wine country feel, but there's plenty of options in the heart of Windsor as well if you don't want to have to drive so far. Flipping over from wine, this is kind of fun. A lot of people come to Sonoma County for, of course, the wine. We are wine country, always have been really. But in Windsor, people come for the wine, but they stay for the beer. So the Windsor brewery scene has really evolved over the last, gosh, I would say probably 10 to 15 years at most. There used to be no breweries there. And now they are actually a huge hub in that beverage district as well. There's a mix of a few different wineries, breweries, distilleries, things like that. But Windsor has really become a hub for craft breweries. Russian River Brewery is a world-known brewery. Their main location is in downtown Santa Rosa, but they opened up a huge, it seats about 200 people. Additional location. It's their new brew pub. It has a gift shop. You can take tours. You can just hang out. It has a huge beer garden, pet friendly, very pet friendly. And you can just come on in. They have great food. They got a bunch of different beer options, and you can really just kind of enjoy your visit there. In addition to the Russian River Brewery, we also recommend Barrel Brothers and the Flagship Tap Room. The two of those are really making a name for themselves because they have some wonderful, amazing beers to enjoy, and the vibes in those tap rooms are always good. All right, maybe you're looking for something a little outdoorsy and wondering if Windsor has that for you. Well, as I mentioned before, there are 3 regional parks as well as the smaller neighborhood and community parks. But these regional parks offer a ton of trails and options for you to get out there and enjoy the sunshine and fresh air that is here in Sonoma County. So we have Shiloh Ranch Regional Park, Foothill Regional Park, and Riverfront Regional Park. And each of these are a little bit different, but all offer some fun options. The Shiloh Ranch Regional Park is actually 8 miles of dirt trails, and they don't allow dogs. Hold on, hear me out first. It's actually made for hikers, walkers, bikers, and equestrians. They wanted to create a space for people to bring their horses out and have a peaceful place to go on a trail ride and not be, disturbed by some of the rambunctious dogs that may be out there. Of course, though, we have the Foothill Regional Park and Riverfront Regional Park that absolutely allow dogs. They each have, miles and miles of trails. The Riverfront Regional Park is actually really unique because you hike along the Russian River and then you make your way into these towering redwoods. It is absolutely stunning. So great options in each of these 3 parks, depending on whether you want to bring your pup or your horse or just go out on your own. All right, a couple extra bonus activities in Windsor if you're looking for some fun stuff to do. Have you heard What's Up? S-U-P. Not like what's up, but like stand up paddleboard. It is actually kind of this, maybe not newer, but it's become a really popular thing here in Sonoma County with the Russian River here and some of the different lakes and whatnot in our regional parks. You can either rent the paddleboard yourself and take it out to some of these really beautiful, pristine waters. Hop out on there, do it yourself, or there's some really cool guided tours. Well, they'll take you into all these little secret spots and you have a fun afternoon out on the water, just minutes out of, downtown Windsor, and really be able to enjoy the scenery. There is the Windsor Golf Course that has been actually previously a stop on the PGA Tour, which is kind of cool. They have a driving range, a practice putting area, they have a full beautiful winding course around lakes, and it's meticulously maintained, but you're really going to enjoy it. It has actually been named one of the best golf courses in Northern California as a whole. So definitely check it out. And there's also a great restaurant on the golf course as well. It's called Charlie's Restaurant. It's definitely a little higher end restaurant. It has beautiful views overlooking the golf course and the hills, and the food is so good. I'm not much of a golfer personally, but I've gone with my friends or husband and they go hit a round of golf, and I'm happy to hang out at Charlie's and they'll come meet me afterwards for dinner or lunch or something along those lines, and so it's a good place for everybody. Last but not least, we have the Windsor Bowling Center. the Windsor Bowling Center is a family fun stop for sure. There are a ton of lanes. You can bring a party there. There's bowling leagues, or you can just rent a lane for an hour or so and bowl a couple games. They also have an arcade, they have an escape room, and then they also have a blacklight miniature golf course. They also have a full bar and a restaurant. So when I say family friendly, I really mean like family friendly. You can have a fun day. It's definitely packed on rainy days, seeing that Windsor is a, kind of family neighborhood town. A lot of the families end up going to the bowling center to wait out those rainy days and get some of the wiggles out for the kiddos. Windsor has so many fun activities. It is just a blast there. It's adorable. It looks like something out of a storybook, the way it's set up. I mean, it's got this modern feel to it, but they did a really beautiful job in this planned community with individual little neighborhoods that have their unique benefits, and then this downtown that really brings all of the community together. So if you enjoyed this video and you think that Windsor might be a good fit for you, or you have a couple questions to find out what other options there may be within Windsor, we're happy to help. Our contact info, of course, is in the caption below, and we'd be happy to connect and discuss that further. As always, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. We look forward to seeing you again next time. And if you'd like to see more information about all things Sonoma County and Sonoma County real estate, go ahead and tap the bell, be notified when we release more helpful information about all things Sonoma County. Click like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.